Practical Mesh Analysis. Hi, welcome to NewTech YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to perform practical of mesh analysis using Multisim software. Let's see actual circuit used in experimental setup for mesh analysis. In circuit diagram, we have selected three resistors R1, R2 and R3 of 50 ohm, 100 ohm and 200 ohm respectively with two DC sources VB1 and VB2. Also, we are going to select values of DC sources VB1 and VB2 of various range and measuring current through each branch of a given circuit using digital multimeter as a IR1, IR2 and IR3 respectively. Now we are performing practical of mesh analysis using Multisim software. Let's start. In workspace, we are going to construct an actual circuit diagram of mesh analysis. From component toolbar, select two DC sources. First source is a VB1 and second source as a VB2. Then select the ground and close the component toolbar. Double click on the DC source and label it as a VB1. Similarly, label the second DC source as a VB2. Again, from component toolbar, select three resistors R1, R2 and R3 of 50 ohm, 100 ohm and of 200 ohm value. Then for measuring loop currents IR1, IR2 and IR3, select three multimeters from instrumentation toolbar. This is a multimeter 1 which measures the current through resistor R1. This is a multimeter 2 which measures the current through resistor R2, and this is the multimeter 3 which measures the current through resistor R3. Please note that please reverse the position of this VB2 voltage source by clicking on flip the vertical. Okay, means we are connecting VB2 in a reverse direction. Okay, let's make the connections. Connect VB1 to multimeter 1, resistor R1 to R3, connect multimeter 2 to resistor R2, multimeter 3 to resistor R3 and VB2 source, and all the components VB1 source, resistor R2 and VB2 source must be grounded. Then double click on multimeter 1, it shows display window. Similarly, double click on multimeter 2, it shows the display window of multimeter 2, and similarly double click on multimeter 3, it shows the display window of the multimeter 3. Before starting out the simulation, please set multimeter on ammeter range and set the VB1 voltage for first reading at 42 volt and VB2 at 10 volt. Okay, now we are ready to start the simulation and see the loop currents. Here we get a first loop current value for VB1 and VB2 values. Current IR1 is equal to 388.56 milliampere. Current IR2 is 225.715 milliampere and current IR3 is equal to 162.858 milliampere. Then stop the simulation. Change the value of VB1 at 30 volt or set the value of VB1 at 30 volt and VB2 at 15 volt. Again start the simulation, take second setup reading. We get IR1 is equal to 299.995 milliampere, IR2 is equal to 150.00 milliampere, and IR3 is equal to 149.999 milliampere. Then stop the simulation. Again change the value of VB1 and set at 25 volt and VB2 at, we get third set of currents. IR1 is equal to 285.709 milliampere, IR2 is equal to 107.143 milliampere, and IR3 is equal to 178.57 milliampere. Then stop the simulation. Let's see observations and calculations. We selected various ranges of DC voltage source VB1 and VB2 and measured loop currents IR1, IR2 and IR3 respectively. And for calculations of loop currents, refer the link given in the description on mesh analysis. Now write down the results. For mesh analysis experiment with VB1 is equal to 42 volt and VB2 is equal to 10 volt as result 1. Observed value of current through branch IR2 is equal to 225.715 milliampere. Result 2. Calculated value of current through branch IR2 is equal to 225.7 milliampere. In this video, we have performed practical of mesh analysis using Multisim software. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Thank you.